We are back! That's right, we are back to Football 101. Sorry about that. We are back to Football 101. And this is another special. We've turned the page. And we are, guess what? We're going for it in this off season. Football 101 is diving deep. Yes, I'm diving deep into the Miami Dolphins off season. So this show is Dolphins off season show number one, and followed by Get a QB. That's right. This is Dolphins off season show number 1. Get a QB. That's right. I'm going straight for 2A, and not just 2A, but another quarterback to go along with 2A. I'm kicking it off, going straight for, guess what? I'm going for, and let me just say this, I'm a big supporter of 2A QB number 1 for our Miami Dolphins. And by the way, yes, fins up, baby. Fins up, baby. That's right, fins up. But the reality is, as I said in my last show, we need QB1, QB1A, QB1B. So this show is all about, and we're going to be doing this all off season long. And this show is again entitled Dolphins off season show number 1, Get a QB. Yes, I'm going for it. And I want to thank each and every one of you for checking out Football 101, all our previous shows, all our short videos. But again, you know how I like to do things in this show. I'm a die-hard Miami Dolphins fan from the 70s, old school, 72, 73, 74, and the 80s. But I've just turned back the hands of time and really giving up my total allegiance to these Miami Dolphins. Because I was there back in the day with Zonka, Greasy, Paul Warfield, Jake Scott, Manny Fernandez. Yes, Manny Fernandez, Nick Baldacani, and of course Don Shula. So again, for all the naysayers, and I don't know how long this show is going to be, but I am again a supporter of the Miami Dolphins as a kid, and I just said I'm going to dive deep. I'm going in with both feet, analyzing, and let me just say this: I don't know all the ins and outs of the Miami Dolphins. No, I don't. I don't know all the ins and outs, but what I do know, based upon my Lindy Sports and all the shows that I've been watching locally in Miami, all the shows, all the YouTube shows, all you YouTubers, especially following the Dolphins for several years, and I appreciate your insight. I do, and I comment on your YouTube show as many as I have. But I come from a different perspective. Oh, yeah, the Beetle come from a different perspective. I played the game at just basic level, elementary, junior high, high school, and college. As a defensive back, wide receiver. Not professional, but very proud to have played the game. So I know what it's like to put on the pads. I know what it's like to give the pain, the punishment, and the fun, the great exhilaration of fun playing football, having the teammates. And so this is the reason why I'm getting real. I'm getting real and going for in the off season, and I'm trying to encourage all the so-called fans to tap it down. And let me just say, I was disgusted in seeing how many fans, the shows that I was in, throw the GM away, throw the owner away, throw the coach away. Come on. And as I said last last show, the Dolphins were lucky to be second in their division, and it really comes down to getting. Here we go. I'm 5 minutes in. Getting an experienced veteran QB that could run this complicated offense by Coach Mike McDaniel. It was very apparent that when 2A went down, we didn't have a capable QB 1B to run this complicated offense. That is a blaring sign, and it needs to be corrected in the offseason. Pronto, right now. And yes, I'm supportive of those who's put the pressure on GM Chris Grier. And I saw the post-conference, post-game or post-season conference with Chris Grier and head coach Mike Daniel. I saw them at the table handling the questions, and rightly so. They shouldn't be happy. They should be content. And I didn't like some of the answers from Chris Grier. The pressure is on. But again, I am full support of Coach McDaniel. This is only his 4th year as head coach. And he's learned a lot. He has to discipline. He has to man up in the locker room against. These are athletes. These are pro athletes. And if you don't man up in the locker room and the practice, they're going to take liberties. So I'm telling Coach McDaniel, you got to set the standard. Man up. Discipline. It's not about fines. And he even meant it during the press conference. He meant it he's learning, changing culture, but you have to be a stern leader. He's genuinely an easygoing, detailed, I would say theoretically investigative head coach. Yet with regards to interacting on a daily basis, and again, I've been following for the past 3 years. I don't know what happens in the locker room, obviously, but one of the telltale signs when players kind of take too many liberties with the leader in charge, that means they're losing a bit respect with you. So Coach McDaniel really have to come at them a lot harder for this upcoming year. And I'm gonna this is all suggestions, just a suggestion. The number one priority, forget about this player, that player. Number one priority is QB number 1. And I even have two quarterbacks that would fit this system right now. Yeah, the Beatles giving you 2 quarterbacks right now to fit this complicated Mike McDaniel offense, which I truly love. I truly love this offense with the multiple changes. Everything's moving right, everything's moving left, everything is timing. The players in motion. It's a timing offense. It's a check down offense, but it's a split second offense. So the 2 veteran quarterbacks that should be on their radar right now is, and you know these guys, they're veterans. Number 1 quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, Teddy B. He used to be a Miami Dolphins quarterback, 2022 to 2023. He's now the Detroit Lions. And I know something about Detroit. I used to live in Detroit. He's now the Detroit Lions backup QB. Behind Jared Goff. But this year, as you know, he was head coach of his own high school, Miami Northwestern in Miami, Florida. And he's a veteran quarterback for 11 years. And now he was going to stay retired, but he finished his activity, I'll say head coaching high school activity at his own high school. And Miami Dolphins, he was the Miami Dolphins QB, the Detroit Lions. Hey, come on, Teddy B, you ready to come back? He's backing up Jared Goff. And we don't know what's going to happen. They're in the second round of playoffs, or first round of playoffs. Detroit Lions are basically headed to the Super Bowl if they don't mess up. So Teddy B is in an ideal position. Hello, y'all. Teddy B is in an ideal position. And let me just say, even if the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl, I would still go after Teddy B. Even if the Lions win the Super Bowl, I would still go after Teddy B. Then he'll have a Super Bowl, and then he wants to be number one quarterback again. Rightly so. And he will bring in competition to 2A. So my first choice for QB 1A, 1B is Teddy Bridgewater. My next choice, 1B, is Tyrod Taylor. 14 years in the NFL. He currently backs up Aaron Rodgers of the New York Jets. And he recently, this past season, he played against his own Bills, looked really good. Tyrod Taylor fits very well in this offense. He's smart, he's heady, he's mobile, he gets the ball out. He's a player's player. And I always love Tyrod Taylor. Many teams he's played for, New York Giants, Buffalo Bills, on and on and on. But Tyrod Taylor would fit the Dolphins so well. What do you think? Let's dive deep into this. Getting a 1A, 1B veteran quarterback is a necessity for the Miami Dolphins. And I think it would bring 2A back to earning his stripes. I believe he got a little bit too comfortable this coming season, jeopardized himself by getting the concussion. He didn't have to jeopardize himself by these bonehead runs. Coach McDaniel called him out. Players called him out. The running back Mozart called him out. 2A, he knows it. And so the only way to put pressure on him to bring in a veteran quarterback that can step in. And we don't even know about his hip injury. And let me just say this. I was disappointed as well that 2A didn't even talk about his injury at the end of the season. The day or 2 days after the end of didn't have a press conference, no nothing. We don't know anything about his hip injury. Coach McDaniel said it won't need surgery. I want to hear from 2A. If you're investing that much money, hello, owner Stephen Ross, that much investment, and Stephen Ross called out everybody, investing this much money in 2A, which sells still the most jersey, hello, but that can change in a heartbeat. And 2A talks about leadership. It's important for the leader to step up and be clear, succinct, open, transparent. And so I'm being transparent in this show, all season show number 1. 2A, step up, be clear, but we need to put pressure on 2A within the organization and bring in a quality, experienced, veteran QB. And let me be the first. I want to be the first. I don't mean to be the first, but I just want to get this out there. And everyone's negotiating the offseason, by the way. Everyone's negotiating this deal, that deal. And I'm not even going to talk about Tyreek Hill stuff right now. I'm just talking about QB. QB 1A, 1B. And the players that I see, the top level QBs that I see that's out there are Teddy Bridgewater and Tyrod Taylor. I didn't even mention, I'm not even going to mention Sam Darnold, who just, with the Vikings, who will get a new contract somewhere else, who basically didn't muster up to the stuff during the playoffs. So Sam Darnold, he'll get his money somewhere else. I didn't mention Kirk Cousins, who is going to be let go by the Atlanta Falcons. I didn't mention Andy Dalton, a veteran quarterback, is at the Panthers. But because they really don't fit this offense. The two QBs, experienced QBs, Teddy B, 11 years in the NFL, and Tyrod Taylor, 14 years in the NFL. They fit this system. And if 2A goes down, Teddy B, yeah, my boy Teddy B, he's fluid. Love Teddy B. Even when he was just here 2022, 2023, he would fit the system. Tyrod Taylor, 14 years, he would fit the system. So again, Tyrod Taylor, he may be going to the AFC Championship game. He may end up being a Super Bowl champion as well. They're top level veteran quarterbacks who can handle the media, who can handle and is a player's player. They tell it like it is. So the Beetle for show number 1, for the Dolphins off-season show number 1, get a QB. Without a doubt, I'm focused on, and hopefully Greer, hopefully McDaniel, hopefully Stephen Ross takes my little advice, just like everybody else. Everyone else doing the show, why not me? And please, each and every one of you who happen to look at my show, what do you think about it? Give me your feedback. Just tell me. Say, am I on the spot? Am I way off base? But I think the number one priority right now is to get a QB. 1A, 1B. That's the elephant in the room. Yeah, 2A, that's the elephant in the room. And again, like I said, I'm a big supporter of 2A. Man, I love the brother. He's skilled. He's timely. He's got it going on. But business is business. It's that simple, y'all. This is the NFL. This is business. And we need the Dolphins organization. And don't forget, going back to my championship Dolphins, think about it. With Bob Greasy, they had a backup quarterback behind Bob Greasy. He was a starter too. His name is missing right now. I was getting ready to say Earl Gore, but there was another quarterback right behind Bob Greasy. Did a great job. But again, they had superstar QB and a veteran QB right behind Bob Greasy. I'm saying the same thing. History repeats itself. The Dolphins organization is different than others. That's the reason why I love the Dolphins. And stop whining about these coaches and we want this coach and that coach. Stop all the whining. We're innovators. We're different from the rest of the NFL teams. The Dolphins have always been different from the rest of the NFL, the AFC, and the NFC. So that's the reason why. Stick true to the Dolphins history, the Dolphins culture. Innovative, creative, out of the box and stick with the talent, the super talent that we have on this team. And yes, we need some edge. We need that defense to truly step up. Just imagine if the defense truly step up. And if we have the players that put the time in on offense and elevate this offense to another level. But what is required is an experienced veteran quarterback right now. Put the investment in right now. And my suggestion, last time I'm saying, I'm looking for Teddy Bridgewater, or Tyrod Taylor. Here we go. There we go. And, of course, I've always got to clear my throat a little bit. Excuse me. I get too excited in these Dolphins, my Dolphins show now. I'm in the off season. So this is the Dolphins off season show number 1. This is all going to be about the Dolphins this season, off season. Get a QB. The Beatles says get a QB. The fans say it. Fans are avoiding it. The other, all the host shows out there, all these shows on YouTube, all the podcast shows. Let's dig deeper into the intricacies, what we know. Let's not speculate and whine and whine and whine. Just make strong suggestions to the ownership and the GM and the head coach. That's it. Don't lose confidence in our Miami Dolphins because we are fins up. We are the real deal and we will get back to the Super Bowl. This is the Beatle. This is Football 101. My show is Dolphins Off Season Show number 1. Get a QB. We out, y'all.